Welcome to SciTechGen. You've probably seen the headlines swirling around. A highly mutated new COVID variant called Cicada is here. But what does that actually mean for you? In this explainer, we're going to cut through all the noise and give you the facts.
Yeah, those headlines can definitely be a bit worrying, can't they? So let's get straight to it. What exactly is this Cicada variant? And more importantly, what does the science actually say about it?
Okay, so first things first, where did this thing even come from? And what's with that memorable name? Let's dig in.
All right, so its official name is BA.3.2. And what's kind of wild is that it's a descendant of an old Omicron subvariant, one that pretty much vanished way back in 2022. The fact that it suddenly reemerged in South Africa is what really got scientists' attention.
And that is exactly how it got the nickname cicada. Think about it. Just like the insect, this variant was basically evolving underground, completely off the radar for months. The theory is, it was likely in a single person with a chronic infection before just bursting back onto the scene.
So let's talk about that phrase, highly mutated. It sounds pretty intense, right? But the science behind what that means is actually fascinating. So let's unpack it.
Okay, get ready for this number, 70 to 75. That's how many more mutations the cicada variant has compared to the last dominant strain. I mean, that is a huge number of changes, especially on the spike protein, which is what the virus uses to get into our cells.
So how on earth does a virus even do that? Well, scientists think it's because of something called a saltation event. Instead of the virus leveling up one by one, like in a video game, it's like it suddenly skips 5 levels all at once, making this massive evolutionary jump. This kind of thing can happen during a really long infection, which gives the virus a ton of time to change and adapt.
So the science is interesting, but let's get to what really matters for all of us. What does it actually feel like to get this variant? How bad is it? And how does it stack up against the regular old flu?
Well, for the most part, the symptoms are probably going to look pretty familiar. The usual suspects for a respiratory bug. Fever, a cough, feeling completely wiped out, body aches, all that stuff. There's no solid evidence of any really new or unusual symptoms popping up with this one. But there's one symptom that seems to stand out. Some people have reported a really, really painful sore throat. They're actually describing it as a razor blade throat, which, wow, that sounds awful.
And yeah, that's the tricky part, right? Trying to tell if you've got this or just the flu. The flu often hits you like a truck, all at once, while COVID can creep up a bit more slowly. But honestly, with so much overlap in symptoms, the only way to really know for sure is to test.
Okay, so let's say that test does come back positive. What do you do now? It's really important to have a clear game plan. So next up, we're going to walk you through exactly what the current CDC recommendations are so you know how to take care of yourself and protect the people around you.
And the guidance is actually pretty straightforward. First thing, isolate. That just means staying home and trying to keep your distance from others. Next, open up some windows. Get that air moving. If you absolutely have to be around people, make sure you're wearing a good, high-quality N95 mask. And then, the basics. Keep an eye on your symptoms, get tons of rest, and drink plenty of fluids.
It's also super important to know when you might need to call in the professionals. So here's the breakdown. Give your doctor a call if your fever gets really high. We're talking over 103 degrees Fahrenheit. Or if you start to feel a bit better and then suddenly take a turn for the worse. But, and this is crucial, you need to head to the ER if you're dealing with something more severe, like you're really struggling to breathe, you've got chest pain or pressure, or you're feeling confused and just can't stay awake.
All right, let's pull back for a second and look at the bigger picture here. With all these mutations we've been talking about, you're probably wondering, are the vaccines we have still going to work? And what's the actual overall risk?
This is actually a great way to think about it. Imagine your immune system is the security at a nightclub. Your antibodies, they're the bouncers at the front door. Now, the cicada variant might be pretty good at sneaking past them. But, and this is the important part, your T cells are the expert security team already inside the club. Even if the virus slips past the bouncers, the T cells recognize it's not supposed to be there and they shut it down. That's how vaccines still do an amazing job at preventing severe illness and keeping you out of the hospital.
And really, here's the bottom line. Despite all those scary headlines, the World Health Organization has weighed in. They're saying that, based on what we know right now, the Cicada variant poses a low additional public health risk. So yeah, scientists are definitely keeping a close eye on it, but it's not a reason to panic.
Variants like cicada are a pretty powerful reminder that this virus is always going to be changing. And that leaves all of us with a really big question to think about. How do we balance being informed and cautious with, getting back to living our lives? We want to thank you for joining us here at SciTechGen.